Okay, it is freaking gorgeous outside today. It's 4:51 p.m. and I don't know how to get a thermometer on this thing, but it's about 80 degrees actually. Following Razvan in the 540 and the Jetta, since it's being turned in on lease, since the 540 is going to be the primary means of transportation. Been playing with software today. I soldered pins 7 and 8 together. I had never soldered anything before, but I had a little soldering stick and some, whatever you call the soldering wire. So I figured out how that went together, soldered the pins together, and it works now. I guess with older cars you have to put pins 7 and 8 together. It still says battery on, ignition off. However, it let me read the DSC module, and there's one error code that was reported to the DSC module. It's been reported 255 times, which sounds like a maximum value to me. It may not tell me if it's over 255 times or it's coincidence, for the front right wheel speed sensor. So good, I know how to replace those, and they're fairly inexpensive. So we're gonna order one of those suckers tonight, and then hopefully have a functioning brake, ABS, and traction system. When we first looked at the car, there was no check engine light, and it had really only driven about 4 miles a day for the last 9 years. So he's probably been averaging much more than that, 50, 60, 70 miles. I think he's put like 2,000 miles on it or more since he's had it. And it did have a check engine light. It was throwing a couple codes. Fuel mixtures at idle, open circuit thermostat, bunch of stuff. So we replaced the mass airflow meter, not with a new one, but with a known OEM working one, and all of them have disappeared. There's no more check engine light. There's still something about a fan control stored, like code 8D on table 0F, but nothing's tripping the check engine light. So the mass airflow meter appears to have fixed that. It's been probably 1,000 miles. And hopefully this front right parking or wheel speed sensor will shut up all the traction lights, so then he'll have no warning lights on the car, and then just fix some stupid stuff like the fan clutch is a little sticky. We actually think it's a E39, but inline 6 clutch, not the V8 540 clutch. So maybe we'll be able to sell that because it feels tight. It should still work. It's just in the wrong car. So I'll get back to you on that, but it's coming along really well. I'm impressed so far with this 540. And it was cheaper than the other one too. Exams! So I had 5. Turned in the English today, so we're down to 4. Then I spent about 2 hours working, using my resources, shall we say, on the accounting, or not the accounting, I wish, the Fundamentals of Business Statistics exam. And we got that done, we got a 90 on it. So I'm gonna finish the class with about a 90. I'm content with that. So that's 2 classes totally done. College Writing 2 and Fundamentals of Business Statistics are now officially in the books. That leaves me with 3 more, one of which I'm going to try to do tonight. So by the end of today, I hope to only have accounting and principles of marketing left. Then we'll be in pretty good shape.
I was checking on my food.
Is it hard to say goodbye to 115 horsepower?
No.
Was it 115 or 145?
115.
115, yeah.
Alright.
Multiply that by 4 and that'd be fun. Even by 3. And make it rear drive. Goodbye. Back home now, got the car dropped off, and I'm gonna start working on the mower a little bit while I have some time, and it's perfect outside. I'm gonna pull the tensioner off. That's the issue why the belt keeps coming off. So when you engage the blades like that, tensioner moves into place, putting tension on the belt so the output shaft of the engine can turn the pulley, turn the belt, come all the way out here on the front pulley, and engage the blades. And tensioner is this thing, that disc thing located right here, and it's got play in it. So it should be up here in its upper position, and then on this side there's an arm, this thing right there, that keeps the belt in there. Well, the tensioner, over using it, moves down, and then there isn't enough of the arm to keep the belt in there, and then the belt pops off when you release it. If I push it down like that, as simulated by mowing a half a lawn, and then you disengage it to remove the tension on the belt, and now the tensioner is over here, and it's just loose, and the belt can come out of it. So I'm going to take the tensioner off, see what's worn down in there, and attempt to replace it. See, that's the arm right there, and it's like the arm isn't long enough. I wish I could weld just a piece of metal on the end of that, make it an inch longer, then the belt would stay up there. And then you push that back. Yeah, see, there's the thing. It moves down like that. See all that gap in between the tensioner and the arm? That's where it's supposed to be. That's what I'm gonna try to fix. Okay, good morning. So I got the mower done. Sorry I didn't film any of that. One, battery's running low as usual. I need a secondary battery for this camera now. I think it's getting worse. But put about an hour maybe in the mower, got all dirty. Took the tensioner apart, found out that it's, actually the old hardware is here. Ignore that for now. So the old bolt has a bit of a collar on it, as I'm gonna call it. And then it fit inside this, which is actually made of plastic. So this was creating a lot of play, and then the old washers were really bent up. This one's not too bad, but one of them was cracked and worn on one side. So it was just creating a lot of side-to-side play and allowing the tensioner to move around. So I went over to Lowe's, and for $1.25, this is actually one I didn't use, it was too long. I got a bolt like this and a bunch of these big thick washers, and I rebuilt it. The point, I suppose, of the collar was so it could still move while tightened down, but all this stuff was so worn, and you can see, in fact, that piece is indeed broken. It wasn't doing its job. So the way I have it now, it doesn't move on its own, but I tightened it down in a way that it doesn't need to. It holds the belt in there nice and snug. If I need to change the belt, I can stick a flat blade in there, pry it out, pull the old belt in, put the new belt in, and then just cram it back over, tighten it up again, and it'll stay. So I put that all back together, went and mowed across the street. Ordinarily, every time I disengage the blades, it would fly off. It did come off once, not from the tensioner. The belt is stretched out and doesn't fit along the pulley well. So I'm gonna get a new belt that's not stretched out, install that, tighten it up, and it'll be good as gold. So mower is officially 100% back in service. I'm happy with that. Lyric on the 330 did mess up one little thing. So I went to drive the 330 back from Pittsburgh last night, turned the headlights on, and they're pointed at the ground. Like, crap, well, that's one of a million things. What could it be? And I'm thinking, well, they had the front wheel off. There's a load sensor on the lower control arm up to the sensor that tells the car if you punch it and it goes up to lower the lights, and if you slam on the brakes and the front end hunkers down, it pulls the lights back up. So the lights are always pointed down the road at the right way. They put it on, I can't really describe it. The arm was on the inside instead of the outside. So I just took the 10mm bolt off, pulled the wheel off, took the 10mm bolt off, moved the arm on the right side, tightened it back up. Not a big deal. Maybe I'll tell them, hey, you know, just for shits and giggles, I did have to fix the sensor, no big deal, just so they know. Probably not, I don't know. But anyways, that's fixed. I did get INPA working today. I looked for an LCM. They don't call it the LCM light control module on the 330. It was called master light switch or something like that. So I looked at that, and there was one fault stored for the front load sensor. So that's how I knew it was that. Anyways, super productive day, mowed across the street, didn't even plan on getting that done. Got 3 exams done, fixed the mower, fixed the 330, hung out with Razvan, determined it is a wheel speed sensor, ordered a wheel speed sensor, it'll be here this week. One other thing on the mower, this thing sheared off. No coincidence to what I was working on today, it was just old and rusty and it sheared off, so I need to get a new 3/8 inch, 6 inch long piece of threaded steel, and then I'll just install, it'll be really easy. It's just 2 nuts on the bottom, 2 nuts as a stopper, then it sandwiches a plate in there and a wing nut on top, so I'll fix that later too. Things falling apart, but I know how to put it back together now. So tomorrow, got to pick up the M5. The exhaust should be here. Don't think I'm going to work on classwork tomorrow. If it's nice, I might get 1 more yard in before rain and exams take over the next couple days. I don't know what's going on with the M5. If Lyric, they're probably scheduled Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's not supposed to rain those days. If they're not, I would love to get it in there Wednesday morning and let them have it Wednesday, and if they need it Thursday or even into Friday. But I'll have to email them tonight, hopefully hear back in the morning with the update on that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a shower, wrap up the emails and the YouTube crap today, just getting a ton of stuff done. It feels great. Gonna resume landscaping work too. 2 bushes and mulch, and then we're good. So talk to you guys tomorrow on Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. Good night.